threats about sleeper cells that we're getting from Iran right now. If you're liberal, I just wanted to say that, if you even have the slightest fear or the slightest thought in the back of your mind that it may not be safe for you to go out in public right now, like if you're worried that maybe you could get blown the fuck up if you go to your local shopping mall right now, how dare you? You're fucking racist.
Hey, you. I need you to pay attention, okay? I need you all to be very aware of the term sleeper cell over the next couple of months, if we have a couple of months. The term sleeper cell now has a very racist connotation. To the American public, it sparks fear of all Middle Eastern people, the same exact way that we saw it did in the 2000s and 2010s. You need to be aware of this term. It's going to be used in government and military strategy and on the news. You have to be very, very careful. Do not let this prejudice take hold again. It was so damaging to Arab families.
What are sleeper cells? I spent 13 years in military intelligence. Specifically, I was in human intelligence, so I'm very familiar with sleeper cells. Now, I think that most people understand the basic concept. These are Iranian agents living here in America that are just waiting for the word to attack us. However, I don't think enough people have thought through what that looks like. It's not just somebody hiding out in the house waiting for the word to go attack us or put a bomb somewhere. These are people who have been living here any number of years, who have integrated themselves into our communities, into churches, into synagogues, into mosques, into our community, our community centers, and our workplaces. And I don't just mean the janitor who's mopping the floor waiting for the word. It could be the CEO, the CFO. It could be the admin. It could be the middle management. It could be anybody in our workplace. It could be anybody in our government, right? We don't know what a sleeper agent looks like.
All right, so I think I'll let Ray start.
We was talking about this last night, and they basically, and most of the people on the right saying that Joe Biden let all the people in through the border, so now we got these terrorists hiding everywhere. And the FBI did go to like big cities and and now instead of focusing on immigration, they're now focusing on counterterrorism. So it is some form of a threat. And 11 Iranians got arrested, and that I think 3 of them were accused of being terrorists. So I guess there is some evidence that there could be people that want to commit domestic terrorism for Iran.
Doc?
I'm trying to decide on if it's racist or not. I think a part of where you from got to go into it, I think, because that's the demographic they looking at. But I don't know if I would call it just blatant racism rather than more like, profiling, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of profiling. I don't know if it's right, but I think it's something that might have to be done because of the actions of the leaders of America. So, just letting people in or attacking a certain land. So I think it's profiling. I think it has to be done. I don't know if it's right. I don't know the right or wrong of it, but if it saves American lives, it's going to inconvenience some people. I think it might be worth it.
King J.
You really want my answer on this too?
Come on, bro. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see no difference. I think it's discrimination. That's just I'm not going to come up here and tell y'all, look, I think America discriminating against me and not point it out for other people. I don't think it's okay for us to point out some group of people that look a certain way and say they doing something that's terroristic. It's America's fault. We dug ourselves into this hole by electing this person in this administration that's not qualified to be doing the job. If we were really worried about terrorist groups, let's think about it. Why would you hire a 22-year-old grocery bagger that had no experience? Y'all literally hired a 22-year-old grocery bagger to head the department that's in charge of counter-terrorist movements. If you were that concerned about it, you would have hired somebody that was qualified. But see, when we talk about qualifications, then you have to talk about how the administration fired all the people under the guise of DEI. But see, y'all not ready to have that conversation because the 22-year-old grocery bagger is a DEI hire because he's never done this job before. He's been doing grocery bagging his whole entire life. Please explain to me how putting eggs and milk in a bag makes you qualified to find terrorists.
I think it's different though,
So,
the discrimination of you and the discrimination of them, because you're an American citizen. You have inherited these constitutional rights. We're talking about people who coming into our country and they may not be American citizens. They may not be here for the right reasons. It's different. You have an investment in America. So that's not the same discrimination as somebody who doesn't have an. These people don't have an investment in our country, seeing it successful. They just here to destroy. So I think the discrimination is different.
No, I understand what you're saying, but when we open that gate to say, well, you can pick this group of people up because they may be terrorists, what happens later when we open that door and they say, well, we need to start checking these group of, what's going to be the check for me and you as black men for them to
We've
ramp up?
historically done it. We've historically done it before. Pearl Harbor. We went and rounded up a bunch of people who were from Japan, and we scrutinized these people. Some of them American citizens. It's not the first time America has done it, and if that saves hundreds, thousands of American lives, that's just something that's going to be, the cost of doing business.
Yeah, and I understand what you're saying, but even if you can go and ask Skeptic and Caso, I've spoke about that too. I definitely don't agree with that. But see, when we also talk about that, those people that were discriminated against, when we talk about World War II, they got some form of reparations. Every single group in this country has got some form of reparations that America has done wrong. American Indians got reservations. The Japanese, they got their property and they got monetary payment for what has happened. But the Black American has still gotten nothing.
You want reparations for the Iranians?
I'm not saying that either, but
You
what I'm saying is I'm not going to stand to watch a group of people be picked up because this is the way you look. Because then that opens the door for it to be wrapped up and more rampant towards us. So that's America's fault for being the way they are.
Let me ask you a question.
This is less about more what you look like and where you from, though.
Let me pose a question though.
Is that true?
A lot of these people who we may discriminate against, did they kind of bring it on themselves as far as who represents them? Iran. It's not like America just up and woke up and say, you know what, we're just going to go discriminate against people who look Iranian. They made a threat.
Can I ask you the same question? Would you being a black man?
You can answer my question.
Would you being a black man, does that give them an excuse to pull you out your car and unalive you?
You can answer my question.
I don't think they brought. Yeah, I don't think they brought it on themselves at all. I think that's a crazy thing to say that they brought it on themselves, because when you go to these countries, most of those people are good people. There's usually a small group of
no, I'm not saying the people.
Like,
I'm saying the government who made the claim that we're going to activate sleeper cells.
Do we all want to be held accountable for all our governments at every point in time?
No, but we are.
But that might not be our belief, so we're pushing that on the people. So I don't think, they deserve it just because they're from Iran, but I think it's something that has to be done.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying deserve, but I'm saying it's not like America just say, you know what, we're just going to go target people who look Iranian. There was a threat that came, hey, we're going to activate sleep.
In a way, America did do it to itself.
Guess what? You want to bring... Hold on. We didn't. They made that claim. We're going to activate sleeper cells in America. They made that claim. It's not like America woke up and said we're going to do this, but people here want to hold us. They want to hold America accountable for doing what they're supposed to do. That's why you keep saying, Doc, that it needs to be done. If you make a threat, we're going to have to follow up and make sure it's a real threat or a false threat. And that's pretty much the only way to do it is the profile. Like you said,
I think America,
do what?
I think America did do it to itself. I mean, when we talk about the precedents of this administration already, they've already been profiling Arabics. We did it when we did it, and I hate to say it, we did it as America when he implemented the Muslim ban, which was discrimination all on his own. So that already lets me know that you don't like Muslims.
Who don't like Muslims?
The Trump administration, because they implemented a Muslim ban. They did that. His first administration.
So he just did it out of nowhere. That's what y'all don't account for. You who? What's the religion of a lot of people who's making the threats?
This is the problem that I have when we talk about Republicans. Y'all can't. This game back and forth. I'm not gonna play that game because
no, you started it. I'm holding you accountable. Why
I take accountability for what I'm saying.
Okay,
but
then
we know America loves. We know.
Why is the ban put in place? You might not agree with the ban, but why was it put in place?
We know America does not like
the Twin Towers. Has been since before that, Desert Storm, like everything with this region that we've had with Muslims. So, and then they attack in a guerrilla attack style, which is terrorism. So I understand both sides where it's like, okay, it's probably gonna be innocent people that are profiled, and yes, we also have to protect American lives and American property. So both sides make sense. Slim, I know you didn't get to go. What do you have to say about this?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said the other night, bro, it's just so funny. It's a clear case of who hates Trump more than they love the country. That's literally all it's about, man. And when I look at it, it's so funny because no matter how it is, it's like if this guy had like oxygen that was going to give you more oxygen, people would literally hold their breath and die because
you're right.
And I see it.
I've been dragging y'all all night, but I'll give you that point because I damn sure cut my damn
bro. Like at the end of the day,
my oxygen tank quick as a bitch before I get oxygen from a racist.
I see it. Right. Like, at the end of the day, no matter what he does positive, you ain't gonna see it.
You don't care what
the fact that he was the president for 4 years already is null and void. Like, doesn't even matter if he just said he don't got no experience. I'm like, yo, Brody ran the country already. How much experience do you need? Like,
yeah,
yo, I mean, when they say experience, at the end of the day, man.
Hey, look, and I can talk. There's two other veterans up here.
Always talk over you, no matter what, because they go off of emotion. That's just how it is. I see it.
I mean,
it's programmed. Tell live vision.
Let's play it back, though. Let's play it back from everything that I said. Was anything that I said not factual? Because what y'all paint emotion to be is something that I'm saying out of emotion and not out of fact. But everything I stated, everything that I have stated has been fact. But see, the thing that I find funny, is that we have black men in America that's willing to discriminate against people when historically your ancestors and the people that you come from has been discriminated against in some of the most
affected you, Jay?
Some of the most heinous crimes. Some of the most heinous crimes have been committed against your people. So I find it really funny. Hold up. I find it really funny if words ever came back up. They would string your asses up and put you in a tree like your ancestors.
If I was worried about it, probably, but I don't give a fuck.
Hold on. You're defending people that don't fuck with you.
Hold on 1 second.
Don't nobody fuck with me now. I just came back from Africa.
Yo, that's not just for white people. That's not just for black people. If shit hit the fan, every race is gonna take up for their race. So like,
that's true.
It's kind of like useless to say because if
I agree with that. But see, my question to you is, why are you hanging out with the white man?
Because we not into it right now. What are you talking about? We doing business.
Come on, Keith.
How we doing business? If you look at me the same way that you did in 1940,
I do
how we
business.
hanging out?
I don't think it's like
I'm gonna get Brody
the
a
same
deal.
way as the KKK.
Do what?
You voted the same way as the Triple K.
Nah.
Yes, you did.
Hey Jay, what if you get a podcast deal from
But
the
what
white
party
man?
did the Triple K come from?
No, I won't. See, that's the difference between me. No, I'm not. And see, this is why I say I stand on business of what I'm saying. I would never take no business deal from them because guess what? Everything I've been doing is self-funded, baby.
You need to get off YouTube then.
Off of the muscle. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You need to get off
And
your phone.
I know I can agree with this because from what I heard, you do the same thing. I get up and I work on the muscle.
That's how you talk to the youth, right there. Stay right there, bro. That's what you need to be talking about.
King, what would you say to your white? What would you say to your white? What would you say to your white allies, King?
This is what I you can go on me and Casso Skeptic page, and we talked about this all the time. I appreciate the white folks that stand against the racism, but if you racist, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. You could die today. Don't give a fuck about you. For the folks that stand with us, we appreciate that because you recognize that the system that was built was never built for us because we still have the same system in place that was built on racism.
So we got to put that out there.
Affect you.
Yeah, you living nice over there. It look like.
I wouldn't say I'm living nice. This is me still getting shit out the dirt every single day. See, I put in work every day. I put in work every day so that when I get to the place that I want to be, I'm going to be bringing up a whole lot of younger soldiers and people that's like me so I can teach them the right way, so I can show them what's actually going on. I'm not going to sit there and lie to them and say there's no discrimination. There's absolutely discrimination. I'm going to tell them you can't get a scholarship with a damn C because you're black.
Now, don't beat them up if one of them is like got a white girlfriend and nothing. Don't be mad at them for that. You know,
and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, fuck with folks like that. All your skin folks ain't your goddamn.
Hold on, King J.
Like a white girl every now
hold on, no,
I
gotta ask King J something. Aren't you supposed to have good grades to get a scholarship anyway?
Yeah, you're right. That's a good question.
Would you give your money to somebody?
Why is it that my white counterparts can have C's and get the same scholarship that I got?
I know some niggas that got C's and got scholarships. They small.
I don't. Haven't seen it.
Would you give your money to somebody mediocre, or would you want the best of the best for a scholarship?
I mean, you should be asking the white people that. Look at this administration. They hired a 22-year-old grocery bagger.
It's probably a generic off-brand scholarship that's going to see students, but a real scholarship.
I mean, I find that funny. You saying, would you give it to would you give that scholarship to a mediocre black person?
Would you give your money to a mediocre person?
But they literally gave a job that requires master degrees and all types of fucking certifications to a 22-year-old white grocery bagger.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
I do. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
He's talking about the guy that's over it. He didn't have any
policy.
Yeah, he had no experience, nothing like that, and that's the person that's leading this counterterrorism stuff.
Shit. Well, I guess that's our DEI then.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's no accountability there.
I have to go look at it. I don't know nothing about that.
And on top of that, this is where I say the funny part is about this. We're having a conversation about accountability in white America, and you're trying to hold the black man to the same standard, but we literally just talked about a 22-year-old white grocery bagger. Why did he get his job when he clearly has no qualifications for the job?
But I mean, a lot of black people get stuff too. Y'all act like we don't get nothing. Y'all act like we all Oprah's bro, LeBron's bro. The NFL, all the players are broke. Man, there are so many. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
We got the NFL so we can continue to entertain the white people.
But
okay.
I got
You're not
a
doing it for
question too
free.
though. I got a question too though, Jay. You don't think it's like I understand some of your points, but you don't think it's dangerous to not do any business with them because I think at some point
You
they
got
have such a majority in this country that in order to make the impact that you would want to make for us, you're going to have to go through some of those avenues and deal with people who aren't the same color as you, may not have grew up and have the same ideals and beliefs as you. And I think if you come off in a certain way, you might push those people off and put them off, and we might not get the growth we need. And I ain't saying you gotta be under their boot or none of that. I'm saying you gotta put it in a way that they can consume it as well for us to have that growth.
I'm gonna answer your question with 3 points, and this is gonna be my first one. I don't give a fuck if you're uncomfortable. Your history shows us you're barbaric, you eat people, and you're disgusting. So I don't give a fuck how you feel. My second question, my second answer. Yes, we have to work with these folks, but see, I'm gonna learn off of the history of what your people left me. When we talk about Rosewood, Florida, and Black Wall Street, yes, they absolutely get jealous of what Black excellence does because they unalive us when we do better, and they try to sabotage every single avenue that we go. So yes, we should learn from history and be a little more covert about it. I mean, when we go that way, I wouldn't say you should be like me because I'm a little more open about how I feel about the shit that's going on here. And that's absolutely, I think, positive for the next generation that's coming up under me.
All right, I'm gonna say I'm gonna close this. I'm sure Gray want to get to closing thoughts.
Yeah.
King J, you're young, so I'm gonna give you a story from me personally. Like, keep doing what you're doing. Definitely a warrior, and age will probably teach you a lot more because it's when you're young, you see things black and white. I was the same way, young. A few years ago, I don't know if y'all heard. I'm just gonna say the company name is Shurion. They insure your phones and everything. So they're a worldwide company. I was approached. I'm a mechanic, and I have my own mechanic business at this time. I was approached to come help a pilot program in Nashville. I was the only black person out the candidates. There was other mechanics. It was a Persian guy, whatever. He messed up a Porsche, and they got rid of him. So they literally bought in. It was like 5 of us. I got the contract because I was the best mechanic. It wasn't no race thing. It wasn't that all. And what I tell you, I say that to tell you that you see black and white. A lot of us see black and white. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people that's in the upper class or make a lot of money, these corporations, they don't see black and white. They see green. And I would advise when you talking to a lot of these young guys and even yourself, start to see green. If you talk green, a lot of times black and white go out the window. I know we feel a certain type of way and there are certain things that are there. You want to change it? Yes, continue to change it. But you have to come down and have like a logical mindset and understand that we're not in heaven, we're on earth. It's going to be bullshit every day you wake up and go out. And it's sometimes you got to get to a point in life where you blessed and you're grateful for the bullshit, because once the bullshit stop, you're no longer here. All right, I'll let you take over, Gray.
So Kamal asked us. Kamal is part of a new party. So on y'all final thoughts, he wanted to know, since all black men on this panel, do y'all support reparations and an anti-black hate crime bill? Dot just joined the man cave. So Dot, I'll let you have your closing thoughts first.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I for sure support reparations. I mean, I just told you I had a grandma who remember, shopping in the back of stores, going to look in the windows and picking out what she liked and going around to the back and shop places that she'll never go again because she just can't, see the difference in because she think the world still look the same. So I support reparations. I think y'all should start with me. And appreciate y'all. Everybody have a good night. Free R. Kelly.
I'm pretty sure King J got Slim like basically saying the transgender principle thing. I'm pretty sure Slim like, okay, I approve the liberal stuff, but Slim, do you support reparations? What's your final thoughts? Do you support an anti-black hate crime bill?
I don't support reparations at all, man. I can't because of what I've been through. I came from nothing. And it's crazy that I actually listen to this show and I see how a lot of things has changed because I used to be a Democrat myself, but it was 3 white men that believed in my vision with my company. And it's so funny that I asked all my people and all my brothers and sisters, prior to these 3 white men saying yes. To this day, those 3 white men made me over 18 mil. And I say this because if I didn't mess with those white men, if I had that mindset, I wouldn't be where I am today. Today, I'm able to help people in Africa. Today, I'm able to help my people because of those 3 white men. So I say that just to piggyback off of what Vogue is saying, man. You're 24. I got 50% plus on you. I love your energy. You're on the right show. I think you're going to learn a lot. And I'm going to just leave it at that. Man cave, intelligence over emotion. Peace.
For sure. King J, the youngest, the man cave. I think we already know your answer. You support reparations and a black hate crime bill?
Absolutely do support it. I'll say this, and I'm talking to my younger, even younger than me, 24 counterparts. I don't want anybody to lie to y'all and say we're not facing a lot of problems so far as when we talk about America and the issues that they continue to bring towards us. Don't let anybody lie to you. And there's going to be a lot of people that are just like us that can tell you they made $8 million. They made $4 million. But what about you, young brother? Have you made $4 million? Have you made $12 million? No, you haven't. And you continue to face the adversities that this racist country continues to put on you because of our skin color. And the only way to beat these adversities is by coming together with our Latino brothers and sisters, the Hispanics. Because the truth is, if we came together as brown and black people, we can run politics in this nation. We can take control of politics in this nation and pass laws for the ones that want to oppress us. So my point for y'all tonight, and I'm going to leave y'all with this, is that between the brown and black community, we need to come together. We need to bond a bridge. We don't have to completely understand each other, but we need to be able to come to a common ground where we can pass laws for the ones that want to oppress us so we can make the money. Because one thing about politics is if you control the House, you control the Senate, you control the president, you can make money. The government is the money. So we need to think about that so far as setting our eyes on 2026 with the midterms and 2028 with the presidency. Black and Hispanics can control politics in this nation. And please follow me on TikTok. Red is the new orange. And we can start with Texas. Blacks and Hispanics have a majority population in Texas. Let's go ahead and set our eyes on Texas 2025, baby. I appreciate everybody's support.
Sound like you running for office, King J. It's
Just
not
might,
even, huh?
I just might be. You never know.
It won't let me put my face on solo mode. So I'll say that I support reparations because Jewish people got reparations from Germany with everything that happened with the Holocaust. The Japanese got reparations for what happened. And like with a lawsuit is just making someone whole. So I know it'll probably be a lot of science, a lot of like who gets what. And but it doesn't necessarily have to be money. You can give resources to a certain community and try to help that community out. I'm kind of what Vulgar as Slim is saying, like, for me, like I got out of the military, I like me and Doc, we had people that were like white that were in charge of us, and I felt like they taught me some stuff. They used to pick on me because I was kind of like the first sergeant's do boy. I was working for him. I was up there. He was a white man, but he had me up there doing everything like that. Then I got out the army, and I was in the finance industry, and I was the only black person in the entire building. And so it's also a different energy with that too, because everybody would go out of their way to like try to be like my best friend because like they wanted to be friends with the black guy. So like I don't feel like every white person is nefarious. My two basically mother-in-laws are both white. Their daughters are mixed, but I've dealt with white people and white people have helped me. So I feel like, racism can hurt us too. But, I also am not naive, and I feel like the system in some ways is against us, and there are things that happen to people just because they're black. And for me, one of the big things that I would want to do on this channel is help young men not go to prison and get people out of prison. And that's what I feel like is hurting specifically black men, and we all black men on here. But that's my final thoughts. Over.
All right. So, do I support reparations? I was going to say no, but after I thought about it, I think I might. So, if they give us time and we know about this, Slim, since you done made over 18 million, I got a little bit. We could put our money together. We could do it in KC, Florida, wherever you want to do it. We can get a strip mall, right? We could put a music studio in that joint. We could have a barber shop. We could sell hot wings. We can get a hair shop. And then we could sell chargers out the back with smoked barbecue. And we gonna get that reparation money. And then we could take that and put it into the community. But if they do, I didn't support it at first, but we can get rich. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Tonight was a good show. We'll play the outro. Good night.